had 16 points for Spring Valley in that win. The second Quad A quarterfinal, it was a dominant performance by Morgantown over Princeton as Lily Jordan led the way for the Mohegans.
Wasix gives it back over on the right side to Hinkins, up top to Lindsey Bechtel. Left side goes to Kate Hawkins. Hawkins now gives it back over to Bechtel. High post pass goes to Jordan, fires the jumper and scores. They just work the ball around the perimeter until Lily Jordan gets open in the middle of the floor. She turns and shoots.
Fred Persinger had the call. Fred Persinger the second on that call. Lily Jordan with 18 points. Morgantown hit 8 threes, beat Princeton 58-21. Single A today, Sydney Baird had the performance of the day. Sydney Baird with 33 points as Webster County scored the final 18 points of the game to beat Greenbrier West 55-34. Webster County advances to the semifinal round in Single A. Tonight, Wheeling Park against Washington at 5:30. Single A defending champ Cameron against Pendleton County at 7:15. Back to Quad A 20-0 Spring Mills against Cabell Midland. You're listening to Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Babies in your community need basic supplies like diapers, formula, or clothing. Fruth is celebrating babies during March with their 8th annual baby event. You can help by donating or by entering your child in our baby event. No entry fee is needed. Visit your local Fruth or our website to learn more. This event and your donation will provide items that little ones need and bring awareness to local baby organizations. Thank you for your support. Fruth, your hometown family pharmacy for over 70 years.
Hi, I'm Hoppy Kercheval. Make plans to join us Friday night, March 17th and Saturday, March 18th at the 9th Annual All-American Grand Bash at Milan Park in Morgantown. All the proceeds benefit great West Virginia charities, including Mission for Miracles and WVU Medicine Children's. Your $100 ticket gives you 134 chances to win huge prizes, including a BMW 3 Series, a Harley-Davidson Breakout, and join us live at the event to win the $100,000 Grand Bash Grand Prize. So get your ticket before they're all gone at allamericangrandbash.com.
Boys basketball Double-A regional finals tonight. The winners there advance to the state tournament. We'll begin filling up the state tournament brackets for the boys a little bit later on tonight. See the complete regional schedule at WVMetroNews.com. Mountaineer basketball team in Kansas City. They're getting set for tomorrow night's first round Big 12 Conference Tournament game against Texas Tech. West Virginia against Texas Tech. From the Metro News Sports Desk, I'm Kyle Wiggs.
ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930 present The Drive.
It is Tuesday, March 7th. Your drive begins now on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. I'm your host, Paul Swann, here until 6 o'clock. We're going to open up our text line at 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. We're a couple of days removed from Marshall not making the championship game or even advancing in the Sun Belt tournament. So how are we feeling today, Herd fans? I'm kind of curious. Where are we at in the stages? Are we we're past denial, right? Are we at acceptance yet? Where are we at? We'll get your thoughts, of course, where you're at today. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Got a lot to get into today. It is tournament week. I know that might not feel the same since the Sun Belt went last week, wrapped up yesterday. And I watched that game in an undisclosed location for a while. I got to go see my good friend and your good friend as well, Woody Woodrum. Get a chance to check in on him yesterday. I hadn't done that in a while, so yeah, I had a great opportunity to go visit with him, and I'll back it up here just for a second. And I don't want to get into too many details, but he's been under the weather for a while, and so he's in good hands. He's being taken care of. And he looks better. He's got that beard going now, that really strong beard. And yeah, he was in very good spirits. Everything seemed to be going the right way for him. So I just wanted to pass that update. But I got the chance to go hang out with him for a little bit yesterday and just check in on him. We were watching the Sun Belt final, and I did not did not flip over with him to the Southern Conference final because Furman was playing. And I hope that he's got his phone and he's following along. He's got everything he needs, so he's not cut off from the world. But I hope he didn't look over at scores from the Southern Conference because I don't know if you know this about him. If you're a longtime listener, you are. If you're new to the show, let me back up one more time. Woody, before Woody and I came together, I worked at a competing radio station. And so when I was available, I came here. And I worked with Woody for a while, and Woody was a co-host on this show for many years. And he was a person that did not like Furman because Woody, being the equipment manager for many years at Marshall University during those days, he did not like Furman, hates Furman. And so Furman is a bad word in the Woody Woodrum household. They won the Southern Conference. They get the automatic bid. So how about that? Out of the Southern Conference, you get Furman. So we did not watch the Chattanooga-Furman game yesterday. Instead, we watched the Sun Belt Final for a while, and guess what? It's Louisiana, the Ragin' Cajuns, advancing to the NCAA tournament. Now, I have heard the talk. I've seen it. I've read it. I've heard it. That with a Louisiana win, maybe, just maybe, the Herd can get into the NIT. I still don't think so. If I'm proven wrong, I'll be happily proven wrong. I still don't think so. I don't think that you're going to have enough spots to get in from the Sun Belt. If that's something that can happen, that would be great. That would be a great extension to the season. The NIT is a great extension to the season. If the NCAA is not available, and it's not available, the NIT would be the next best thing. And it would probably be the only next best thing as far as I'm concerned. So you've got Louisiana winning. With Louisiana winning, getting in, you've got the number 1 seed in the tournament, the Sun Belt regular season champion, going to the NIT with the auto bid, Southern Miss. And so now, does Marshall get a look? Does James Madison get a look? What about South Alabama? South Alabama had a great run going. Keep that in mind. They had a great run. It was, honestly, one of the better runs of late in the Sun Belt. And so do they get some consideration? And again, that's if there's going to be another slot available, because we won't know until Sunday. We'll see Selection Sunday. That will be what we all start our Sunday afternoon with, and then we'll find out. It'll trickle down if the NIT is going to be a possibility for the Thundering Herd or not. And if that's the case, will Marshall get to play host to an opponent? Will Marshall have to go on the road and play? Some teams want to get into the NIT to host. Other teams just want to get into the NIT, so those teams will take a road position. Because, again, there's a different component here to the NIT. It's, okay, you get into the NIT, but how does this work as far as where we send teams? There aren't tournament sites here in the NIT. This is basically, before you get to the Big Apple, before you get to New York, it's first round at select locations, including maybe the teams that have the highest attendance. So you're not going to see, you might look at a team and go, hey, they're really good. Why are they on the road? Well, look at their attendance. That's sort of how the NIT works, right? We know, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. It's not a secret. There's dollars to be made in the NIT by someone. And so you get to go to play in the NIT if there's a home component with it and there's some dollars to be made. I don't know. I'm interested to see how this week pans out. Because, again, you got to remember, if the non-tournament winner, better way to put this, If the regular season conference champion is not the tournament winner, they've got a spot in the NIT. I mean, already we've got Kennesaw State, UNC Asheville, Drake, Fairleigh Dickinson, Southeast Missouri, Furman, and Louisiana all in the NCAA tournament. Now, I did not go back and look in every single conference to cross-reference here. I'm not getting into the numbers that much, but you've got more conference matchups coming up tonight. The CAA champion, number 4, UNC Wilmington, will face off against number 2 Charleston. So there's no number 1 seed there. Horizon League, number 4 Northern Kentucky versus number 3 Cleveland State. There's no number 1 seed there. Number 3 North Dakota State out of the Summit versus number 1 Oral Roberts. All right, there you go. You got a number 1 there. And then out of the WCC, number 2 Gonzaga, the West Coast Conference, takes on number 1 St. Mary's. St. Mary's and Gonzaga are getting into the NCAA tournament. There's no NIT worries there. It's not as if St. Mary's doesn't win this, that St. Mary's is going to have to look out for a NIT bid. So that might free something up. But, yeah, that's going to be the talk for a few days. And it's fine. That's rightfully so. I mean, keep up the hope, right? Keep up the hope that the NIT, it just works out. But I think the Sun Belt is a few years away from maybe getting more than a bid in. 1 bid in the NCAA tournament, 1 bid in the NIT, maybe 2 on select years. I think we're a few years away just because it's a league that's trying to build its basketball reputation. I think its basketball reputation so far has been solid this year. It's not terrible. I don't think that this is a league that is utterly trash. I don't think this is a league that is a mess. It's not a mess. It's an organization, the Sun Belt. It's an organization that really wants to improve its profile the best way it knows how. And so it adds a few teams that make sense with its membership that can boost the profile a little bit. And I think that Old Dominion, Marshall, James Madison, and Southern Miss did boost the profile. Didn't get it done in the tournament, but I think those teams do boost the profile. But again, the bracket is different. The tournament is different. Absolutely different. Because, again, anything can happen. We saw it. Who imagined Texas State being Cinderella? And the NCAA tournament, that would have been a wonderful Cinderella story. You got Louisiana instead. And that's okay. And you look at the net rankings as well. And I'm getting into more bracketology than I usually get into. You look at the net rankings, and you see out of the Sun Belt that Marshall has a net right now of 83. Marshall's net's 83. Southern Miss is 87, but Southern Miss gets the automatic into the NIT. Louisiana's net went up. It's 89 now. It was 90, but it went up to 89. James Madison, 94. South Alabama's net's, believe it or not, South Alabama's previous net was 104. It's 106 now at last check. Troy's at 136. Old Dominion's at 157. Texas State's at 191. App State's at 199. Georgia Southern's 206. Arkansas State is 282. Georgia State is 290. And there's Louisiana Monroe looking at you at 293, with Coastal staring at you at 294. So those are the nets. And if you want to look at Marshall as far as what Marshall's current record looks like, this might change, but it's still 2-2 in quad 2, 8-5 right now in quad 3, and quad 4, 13-1. So I don't think we're going to have any more fluctuation here. And the Thundering Herd could have an outside shot at the NIT. Louisiana winning probably helped that cause a little bit. But Louisiana going to the NCAA tournament at 89, Southern Miss at 87, going to the NIT. Does the NIT say, okay, look, we're going to take Marshall. We're going to take 2 Sun Belt teams. I mean, it's a possibility. Here are the teams that are ahead. You're curious. Vanderbilt's ahead of Marshall. Toledo's ahead of Marshall. Villanova's ahead of Marshall. Cincinnati's ahead of Marshall. There are some MAC teams. There are a lot of MAC teams ahead of Marshall. Just to illustrate a point here, I'm curious. I want to see this real quick. I want to see what the MAC looks like in the net. So the MAC, Mid-American Conference, Kent State is 69. Toledo's 81. Okay, so Toledo and Kent State, those are the teams that are ahead of Marshall. The next highest is Akron at 105. Ohio's at 138. So not as many MAC teams as I initially thought would be ahead of Marshall in the net, just 2. And just for fun, and again, bracketology is not my thing, but for fun, here's Conference USA. FAU, 15 in the net. North Texas, 39 in the net. UAB, 58 in the net. And then after that, it's Charlotte at 111. So Marshall, by net alone, would have been 4th in Conference USA, just to keep that in mind. 4th in net alone right now. And I was asked that question, hey, do you think that Marshall could have competed in Conference USA? Well, yeah, I think they could have competed in Conference USA, sure. Would they have gone out and won it? I'm not sure about that. Conference USA was still pretty tough. To be fair, I don't think that Conference USA in basketball was anything that was terrible to begin with. Our text line is 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. We'll cover everything else that's happening today. We've got some high school basketball in West Virginia to catch you up on. We'll do that when we continue on this edition of The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Triples are the rarest of all hits on the baseball field and the softball diamond, too. Do you know which Marshall softball player has the most triples in Thundering Herd history? The answer after this.
Marshall Health is here for you and your family. With primary care and more than 75 specialties, you can receive health care that fits your needs right here in the tri-state. As part of an academic health system, our more than 400 providers use the latest research and technology to ensure that you have access to advanced care. Visit marshallhealth.org for more information. That's marshallhealth.org. At Marshall Health, we are more.
This is just another in the long list of records held by Morgan Zirkle, who belted 14 triples in her career, the most in Thundering Herd softball history, 3 more than second place Alicia D'Orazio. With your Marshall Health Marshall Minute, I'm Steve Cotton.
Hey, Tri-State. Frank's Place, formerly Centers in Saints Bar, is under new ownership. Stop on by and check out Happy Hour from 4 to 6 p.m. and other daily specials. If you're a sports fan, they have what you need coming up from the NCAA tournament, Major League Baseball to the XFL. And listen up. If you're a first responder, stop by Frank's Place and check out the specials they have for you. Frank's Place, located at the River Place Plaza next to Fratelli's. Check them out on Facebook for weekly updates and specials. Frank's Place, your home away from home.
Stuck in a state of falling behind? Struggling to keep up with kids, finances, insurance, life? Let your State Farm agent help you simplify and get to a better state. With State Farm handling your auto, home, and life insurance, you'll have more time to handle everything else. More money, too. Adding State Farm policies can earn discounts that could add up to 40% and help you get ahead. Call an agent today and get to a better state with State Farm in Milton, Russ McRae, 304-743-9318, and in Ashland, Ian Phillips, 606-324-4159.
Our Kindred Communications family of stations reminds you of the need for blood donations to the Red Cross. Blood is always needed. It may save your life or the life of a loved one. This reminder is brought to you in part by
Cremine King Funeral Home of Racine, Gallup East, and Pomeroy, Ohio. Here to assist you in your time of need. Ohio Valley Bank, Community First, member FDIC. Visit online at ovbc.com. Daily Tire, 740-446-8473. Online at dailytire.com and on Facebook for specials.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
I can't believe tax season is here already. Look at all this info I have to enter.
Phil's small accounting firm is growing in numbers.
Why didn't I take that typing class in high school?
A data entry specialist could really help him in a crunch.
I got blisters on my fingers.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
It's Thursday night, and you're grabbing drinks with some friends. Started off with a pitcher for the table, which quickly becomes 2. There's pool. And there's the photo booth.
All right, everybody squeeze in. Say cheese!
Followed naturally by an order of wings. And another.
Can we get some extra ranch sauce?
Then there's the ceremonial nightcap.
So what are we doing this weekend?
And lastly, it's back to the car, which, if you're buzzed, could be the most expensive night of your life. Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
We're taking Paul Swann everywhere. Download or subscribe to The Drive with Paul Swann on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
We're doing it on a Tuesday. It is March 7th. This is The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. My name is Paul Swann. My text line is open, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Let's get you caught up on a couple of scores. First off, earlier today at the Kennedy Center, the Marshall baseball team defeated Radford 11-2. Marshall jumped out to a 6-0 lead after the first and never looked back. Marshall would add 2 runs in the bottom of the third, also 2 runs in the bottom of the fifth, a run in the bottom of the sixth. Radford would score a run in the top of the fourth and the top of the seventh. Couldn't get anything done at the top of the ninth, and so the Thundering Herd wins 11-2. 15 hits on 6 for Radford. Thundering Herd looking all right. Pretty good for a team that doesn't have a baseball park just yet. Just the promise. And by the way, if you're a naysayer of that thing still, drive by. You know who you are. I'll even drive you by. They've got they got that thing starting to go. I mean, you look at the photos that are posted here. Occasionally, you got the outline coming quite along. It's real. You got a baseball park here. So I guess some skeptics I'm going to be taking to the ballpark here in a short while so we can go watch the game. Everything will be on you. Concessions on you, skeptics. No, it's looking pretty good, though. So Herd gets it done today. Yeah, there's something to actually recruit to now, physical recruit to. Yeah, the potential could be there. And so far, the Herd's been pretty strong. I'll give them credit. They've been competitive. I like it. So next year, I mean, no early pressure here, but next year this team should be pretty good. So that's what baseball is looking like today. It's high school girls basketball tournament week in the state of West Virginia, and already 3 quarterfinal games are in the books, with 3 more to be played tonight. And Quad A, I like 4A, but Quad A, Spring Valley defeated Woodrow Wilson earlier today, 59-47. It was Webster County in Single A defeating Greenbrier West 55-34. And in quarterfinal action in Quad A, Morgantown defeated Princeton 58-21. Games that are coming up tonight, and it should be underway soon in the capital city. In Quad A, number 1 Wheeling Park will face off against number 8 Washington. Also in Class Single A, number 1 Cameron will face off against number 8 Pendleton County. And the nightcap tonight in Quad A, number 4 Cabell Midland faces off against number 5 Spring Mill. So that's what it looks like today on the girls' side. And let's hope that we get a local team to win it. Spring Valley would be great. Cabell Midland would be great. Don't forget, we've got Tulsa in this thing. We got to root for Tulsa. And, of course, I'm speaking to the local audience only. If you listen to me in Doddridge County, of course I'm rooting for Doddridge County. If you're listening to me in Gilmer County, I'm a huge Gilmer County fan. Don't listen to what I just said about Doddridge County. I'm rooting for Gilmer County. I'm not rooting for Tucker County. Sorry, I'm pulling for Tulsa. That's the thing, though. You got so many people listening, and then you say, "Hey, I'm pulling for Spring Valley," and anyone who listens to me who's a big Woodrow Wilson fan, like, no, click. We're not worried about Greenbrier West. Sorry, you guys are on your own. Spring Mill, sorry, I'm rooting for Cabell Midland. Sorry, I gotta take the local audience here. So we're definitely rooting for Spring Valley over Morgantown on Thursday. We are rooting for Wayne versus Sissonville. That is happening on Thursday. We're rooting for Wayne. And we are going to be rooting for Cabell Midland, which will defeat Spring Mills, and we're going to root for Cabell Midland over the Wheeling Park, Washington winner. I have no dog in this fight between Ripley and Lewis County, but this is the fun part. We all fall back on, okay, if you're from West Virginia, we pick our high school and we fall back on that. I am a Huntington High graduate, but Huntington High closed. The one I went to, it closed. So by default, I'm a new Huntington High fan. They're the Highlanders, not the Pony Express. I used to root against the Highlanders when the Highlanders were Huntington East. So I'm rooting for Huntington High. I'll come to terms with the Highlander part sometime in the near future. I know. You had to make it fair, but still, that was one of the best high school mascots of all time, the Pony Express. So we'll be keeping an eye on all of these games throughout the week. Looking forward to it. And, of course, honestly, some good basketball going to be played the rest of the week, and there's going to be some good basketball hopefully next week with the boys tournament. And, of course, we'll be deep into March Madness at that part with the NCAA tournament. UK is going to be in the SEC tournament. That's coming up this week. That's over on our sister station, Cat Sports in 93.3 and 1340. Also, the Ashland girls are in the Sweet 16. We've got that for you as well. And speaking of the Kentucky Sweet 16, we've got semifinal action from Monday night, and Ashland defeated Russell 89-65. Boyd County had to go to overtime to beat Lewis County 61-58. So we're going to get either Ashland or Boyd County in the Sweet 16. They're playing for the 16 region boys title tonight, 7 o'clock. So I'm not picking a side in that one. I like both teams. I like Ashland and Boyd, so I'm not picking a side there. Absolutely not doing it. So rooting for Wayne, though. I'm pulling for Wayne over Sissonville, and I'm taking Tulsa over Tucker County. So there you go. I've either angered you or I've gotten your support, all with me picking sides in all the high school games. And I am also, don't forget, I'm pulling for Fairland. We're going Ohio girls now. I'm pulling for Fairland. So let's go Dragons. Division III, I'm pulling for Wheelersburg. Let's go Wheelersburg. And, of course, in the Ohio Boys Division III Region 11 semifinal, I am going for South Point. I am taking South Point over North Adams. And I haven't forgot you Green. Division IV Region 15 semifinal. Again, this is Green we're taking. We're taking Green over Westerville Northside Christian. That's tonight, 8 o'clock at Ohio University. So don't forget, Ashland girls coming up this week over on our sister station, Cat Sports 93.3 and 1340. Good luck to all the local teams. And, of course, we'll be rooting right here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Our text line is open, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Which high schools listen to this show the most? Represent. Tell me. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. This is easy. Which school is your high school that you want me to know is representing out in the audience? More coming up. It's The Drive, ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Stalwart Insurance is the name for insurance in the tri-state. They are committed to delivering tailored benefit solutions with thoughtful, strategic planning with valuable professional services. Stop by or call Stalwart Insurance for your homeowner's insurance needs. Stalwart Insurance is located right beside Kenny Queen Hardware on Route 10 in Barbersville. Call Stalwart Insurance anytime at 304-552-3883. That's 304-552-3883. Or visit them online at stalwartinsurance.com.
Now is the time to add on a new bathroom or remodel your old one with the latest up-to-date bathroom fixtures from Mutual Wholesalers, 710 5th Street, Huntington. Come in today to Mutual Wholesalers' beautiful showroom and see how your new bathroom will look. Check out Acre by Max. Have a new bathroom this year. Mutual Wholesalers, locally owned and operated, 710 5th Street, Huntington. Call 304-525-9118.
My Town Truck and RV of South Point is open for business. They have a huge selection of trucks and RVs with the best financing services out there. Buy with ease at My Town Truck and RV. Taking the next step towards ownership has been simplified. Their finance experts are ready to help you secure a low rate today. Visit their website at mytowntruckandrv.com. Fill out the pre-qualification app with no credit impact. Stop by today. My Town Truck and RV, located at 154 County Road 450 in South Point.
Get ready, it's the annual East Huntington Kiwanis Pancake Festival. You enjoyed it as a child, now it's time to share the Pancake Festival with your entire family. Some East Huntington Kiwanis members have served pancakes for over 50 years. Let's get together on Saturday, March 18th from 7 a.m. till 6 p.m. at the New Baptist Church on 28th Street in Huntington. There'll be raffles, fun, and you can win a mystery prize from TikTok Tire. Advance tickets are available at community retailers or at the door. Plan now to spend Saturday, March 18th at the annual East Huntington Kiwanis Pancake Festival, Huntington's favorite reunion. Don't miss it.
Welcome back to the Dog Show. Up next, we have Satchmo. Satchmo is a member of the Shelter Pet Group.
That's right, a group known especially for their couch-snuggling, ball-chasing, face-licking, tail-wagging, backyard-hanging, and, of course, companionship.
And what breed would you say Satchmo is?
I'd have to go with maybe a lavish terrier-hound chihuahua-looking kind of mix.
Tremendous dog.
I'd also like to point out Satchmo's coloring, a white, gray, brown, black brindle, simply marvelous.
You know, it's such a treat to watch a dog like this.
Now, let's see him in action.
Look how he makes eye contact with his person.
That's actually known as the treat stare.
How intuitive. And now he appears to be excitedly turning in circles.
Ah, the happy dance, so common with this group.
And finally, the loving face lick.
It's great how he just gets in there and, well, licks.
Fantastic. But really, the best way to know an amazing shelter pet like Satchmo is to meet one.
Visit theshelterpetproject.org today. Adopt.
Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
This is The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Our text line is open, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. I'm your host, Paul Swann, for today's edition of The Drive, ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. In our previous break, I was curious, since, we've got high school tournaments happening this week and next, which high school fan base is out there listening to me the most? Who represents the most? Is it Huntington? Is it Spring Valley? Is it Cabell Midland? Is it Tulsa? Is it Wayne? Is it Chesapeake? Is it Fairland? Is it South Point? Is it Greene? Is it Wheelersburg? Is it Ashland? Is it Russell? Is it Boyd County? Who represents the most? Let's start looking. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Let's see. I've got a lot of Huntington High. Huntington High is out there. Cabell Midland's representing. Spring Valley, yes, I see Spring Valley's representing. So right now, I would say we've got a good mix of Huntington, Cabell, Midland, Spring Valley. Some Wayne out there. We've got some Wayne coming in. So you can text in as well. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. That's the number to be a part of today's show here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. So, interesting news today. The NFL, of course, continues on. And we've got the 2023 franchise players. The signing period for franchise players begins at 4 p.m. on March 15th and ends on the Tuesday following the 10th week of the season. This year, no player was designated an exclusive franchise player. 6 players were designated as non-exclusive franchise players. Darren Payne from the Washington Commanders. Saquon Barkley, if you need a running back, from the New York Giants. Josh Jacobs from the Las Vegas Raiders. Evan Engram from the Jacksonville Jaguars, if you need a tight end. Tony Pollard, if you need a running back, from the Dallas Cowboys. And, by the way, if you like giving up guaranteed money, Lamar Jackson's available for you there, right? Baltimore Ravens, Lamar Jackson, quarterback. So, again, no player designated as an exclusive franchise player. What would you like to see? Would you like to see, if you're a Bengals fan right now, what would you like to see? Would you like to see Lamar Jackson just go away and let the Ravens get some picks out of this and let them deal with it? Or would you have liked to have seen the Ravens just, their house is fine, and more Lamar Jackson? What do you want to see? If you're a Bengals fan, what do you want to see more of? You want to see more of Lamar Jackson? Or do you want to see Lamar play somewhere else? Honestly, I want to see Lamar Jackson get stupid money, and then Baltimore try to deal with that. Because Lamar wants stupid money, right? And I mean stupid money. Here's more money than you can spend unless you spend it in the most ridiculous way possible. Here you go. Here's the stupid money. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know if I want to see. I don't know if I want to see Lamar Jackson, honestly, play for the Ravens. He's a good quarterback. I would go with Lamar not being a Raven. I think I would like to see Lamar go away. Just go away. It's not that I'm not confident in the Bengals' ability to beat Baltimore. It's just, why not? Why not? It's going to be a tough division anyway. Let's make it a little easier for everyone. I hate to say this, but Cleveland's always going to be tough for the Bengals. It's just Cleveland, Cincinnati. And then, of course, the Steelers. I never count the Steelers out. Even when they're out, I never count them out. And so there's Baltimore there. And if Baltimore doesn't have Lamar Jackson, maybe they can rebuild or maybe they can't. I don't know. I almost would rather take, if I'm going up against the Ravens, oh, look, Lamar Jackson's not playing. Oh, that's terrible. I hate that. But is Lamar Jackson going to get that money? So, again, non-exclusive franchise tag. So, they're open for business. Here we are, non-exclusive franchise bid. We are open for business. So, here you go. You want to send an offer sheet over? Okay, go ahead. Send your offer sheet over. And, the Ravens can go, we can match that. We can match that. And if they decide, no, I don't think we can match that. 2 first-round draft picks go to Baltimore. 1 in 2023, 1 in 2024. Spread them out a little bit. So sure, here you go. Here he is. You want him? Make an offer. Go ahead. If we think we can match it, we'll keep him. If not, you want that? Okay. We'll take a couple of your draft picks. How many more years are you going to get out of Lamar Jackson? You gotta weigh that. Is Lamar Jackson going to get you there? If you keep him, are you going to be able to get there with him? If not, you take him off the books and you get some draft picks in return. I think the Bengals are playing it smart right now, and I think you got a smart quarterback in Joe Burrow that he wants to play in Cincinnati. He likes to play with the teammates he has. I think the Bengals are going to figure it out to keep a lot of that core intact. The talk about T. Higgins, the Bengals saying, look, that's our guy. Don't worry about T. Higgins. Go look elsewhere. That's our guy. And I was happy to hear that. Now, if the Bengals can fix some other things and be better set for competitive free agency, that would be a great continuation of what they've been able to do. We talked about last week the Players Association report coming out. And you know what? Everything that the Players Association report illustrated can be fixed. I mean, they're getting the indoor practice facility. That's a major upgrade. I've been on that Bengals practice field before. It's all right. Is it NFL caliber? It's a field with some trees. Not much there to it. So if you're getting an actual proper facility, and then you call a plumber, Hey, the locker rooms need renovated. Okay, call a plumber, get someone in there, fix it up. Hey, our family members don't feel like they've got to, they're not really welcome here. It was more like, okay, we have to go to the public bathrooms to nurse. And so every other team, NFL franchise, offers those facilities, amenities to player wives, player family members. You should be doing that too. That's just the thing we're seeing with Marshall right now on the football side of things. Anything that Marshall can do to, quote, close the gap, end quote. Hey, you know what? Louisiana's doing this. Marshall needs to be able to do that. I don't know what that is, but you get my point. That's what the Bengals need to do. And if you've got a good strategy here, you don't have to worry about a Lamar Jackson situation popping up here. And honestly, guess what? You tag him as a non-exclusive franchise tag. You tag him with that. And you can maybe get something out of this here. Or you could be sitting really pretty right now thinking, okay, we'll see what he's worth out there. If a franchise comes a-calling and they put out the stupid money, okay, you know what? We'll get our return in draft picks. If a team comes out and lowballs it a little bit, like, okay, here's what we're willing to pay. And the Ravens go, well, that is something we can manage. The Ravens will probably pay that lower amount and keep their quarterback. This is going to be fun. Absolutely fun to watch. Honestly, if I'm looking at this right now, I don't know if I want Lamar back in the division, looking at it from the outside looking in, but at the same time, if Baltimore has to pay really, really stupid money here, absolutely stupid money, get the picks, the Ravens got to rebuild a little bit, and the Bengals will be more of a cohesive unit. Win-win for me. More coming up. Drive, ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
At Menards, save big money with 11% off everything. Update your home with Great Lakes vinyl plank flooring. Heritage has a realistic wood grain look and is durable and waterproof to handle whatever life throws at it. It's easy to install and has added comfort with an attached pad. Heritage vinyl plank is only $329 a square foot after 11% rebate. Good through March 12th. Savings are a mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards. Hey, Tri-State. Frank's Place, formerly Centers in Saints Bar, is under new ownership. Stop on by and check out happy hour from 4 to 6 p.m. and other daily specials. If you're a sports fan, they have what you need coming up from the NCAA tournament, Major League Baseball to the XFL. And listen up, if you're a first responder, stop by Frank's Place and check out the specials they have for you. Frank's Place, located at the River Place Plaza next to Fratelli's. Check them out on Facebook for weekly updates and specials. Frank's Place, your home away from home.
Are you tired of dealing with big banks that just don't understand you? Say goodbye to hidden fees and poor customer service, and hello to Metro Community Federal Credit Union. We put our members first to meet your financial needs like low-rate loans and free checking accounts. Plus, with access to over 5,000 surcharge-free ATMs nationwide, your money is always within reach. So why wait? Join Metro Community today and enjoy the benefits of personalized banking. MetroCommunityFCU.com, where the members come first.
Hoop Mania is back, and so are the slam dunk savings and selection on 10 new car brands with our lowest live market prices at the Glockner family of dealerships. In addition, our Easy Path means we have one button to help you find a real monthly payment, value your trade, calculate your taxes and fees, and more. And every new vehicle sold is protected for life with the Glockner Guarantee. So score big during the Hoop Mania.
We make it easy at Glockner.com.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Lenny the Leprechaun. I know I don't sound Irish. We moved to America right after I was born. It's a whole story. Don't have time for it. But as a real-life American leprechaun, I'm here to tell you, this St. Patrick's Day, get lucky with Miller Lite. That's right, Miller Lite. It's Irish enough. Add some green food coloring, bada bing, bada boom, and with only 96 calories and 3.2 carbs, it's the perfect beer for St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patrick's Day from me, Lenny the Leprechaun, and Miller Lite. Must be 21. Celebrate responsibly.
It's been a trying year for parents. They've been confronted with countless challenges and have always risen to the occasion. If it isn't too much to ask, the 35,000 high school student athletes in West Virginia have one last request.
Please, set an example.
Disorderly fan conduct at high school athletic events is on the rise. It increasingly involves parents. There's no question that parents are passionate. There's no question they care about their children. But at a time when we're all wound a little more tightly than usual, it's worth remembering this about West Virginia high school sports. Always be a good example. Stop unruly fan behavior before it starts.
This message presented by the West Virginia Secondary School Activities Commission and the West Virginia Athletic Directors Association.
They get our kids to school safely.
Okay, so walk me through how you got to this answer.
They provide critical support in the classroom.
Chicken sandwich, my favorite.
They keep students nourished so they're ready to learn.
I'm an outie.
They are there when accidents happen.
Oh, you're gonna need a Band-Aid.
And they keep our schools beautiful.
School bus drivers, custodians, nurses, paraeducators. Just a few of the education support professionals who help schools in West Virginia run smoothly every day. This is Dale Lee, president of the West Virginia Education Association. They ensure that our students have a safe ride to school, healthy meals, and a clean environment to learn. So take a moment to say thank you to the ESPs in your school.
A message from the West Virginia Education Association.
This is The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
We're wrapping up today's edition of The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. I'm your host, Paul Swann. Thanks for tuning in. You can always find me elsewhere. Our podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you like to get your podcast. We've got it for you. And honestly, we've got you covered in our app as well. If you haven't downloaded our app, go ahead and do so now. It's on your app store, ESPN 94.1 and AM 930, and you can listen to the station live there. You can also listen to the podcast all in that app. We do send it to the app, so if you haven't had a chance to download that app, you get a chance to listen to the station when you want to, and you can listen to the podcast all within the same app. It's really easy, and it's free, so no charge there. It's a free app, and it's on your app store. If you've got an iPhone or Android, and I don't know who has something different, if you've got a flip phone, you're not listening to the show on that, but everybody else, go to your app store and get that app. Twitter, I'm on Paul Swann. I got a couple of you actually tweeting at me as well. I pointed out that I was taking texts, but that's okay. Instructions are not 100% mandatory. Huntington Highlander fans are telling me that they're the ones. This is their show, and I get that. State champions, this is their show. You can text me at 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Championship week continues. Basketball tournaments will be starting up in the majors. Don't forget, number 3 seed Kentucky will play Friday night, 9 o'clock. We should have that on Cat Sports 93.3 and 1340. Definitely on our sister station, 92.7 and 98.5, The Planet. Big Ten tournament action getting underway for Ohio State on Wednesday, facing off against Wisconsin. Big 12 tournament action on Wednesday as well, as WVU will take on Texas Tech. And then from the Mid-American Conference tournament, Ohio faces off against Ball State. That is coming up Thursday at 1:30. I'm interested to see how that one goes. Spring training, of course, continues. We'll have Pirates baseball during the regular season here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. I think we got everything. I feel good about it today. I don't think we missed anything. If we did, you can find me on Twitter at Paul Swann. But I think we got everything today. I feel good about this one. This one's in the books just about. So don't forget, coming back tomorrow, we'll do it all over again. We will know more in the next few days about if Marshall will advance to the next level of postseason, and that'll be a NIT bid if possible. I don't believe that Marshall will look into one of the pay-to-play opportunities out there. I don't think there's anything really in it for the Thundering Herd. The last time the Herd did that, and sort of the reason why it happened was because of John Elmore, and you wanted to make sure that he got the record. You don't have that situation now. Tavion Kinsey has the record, the all-time leading scorer at Marshall University. So you don't have that motivation to go out there and get that extra game so you can get that record for Tavion the way that you got that extra game so you could get that record for John. So there's nothing out there, I think, that would compel Marshall to go play in one of these tournaments. And also, I know it's extra time, but we're in the transfer portal era of life now, right? Yeah, this might not apply for, say, bowl games. You play your bowl games. I mean, but you got players that are declining to play in bowl games now, looking out for themselves. But in the transfer portal, if you give me the argument, well, you want to play some extra games for some of the guys that are on the team, the younger guys, well, they might transfer portal out. I don't think that's a valid answer anymore for these other tournaments. We want to get our guys some extra reps. Well, in the transfer portal era, you're extremely lucky if some of those guys don't leave. And that's going to do it for this edition. Thanks for tuning in here all week on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Thanks once again. We will talk to you tomorrow. Until then, have a great night, everyone.
WRBC Huntington, W227BS Huntington, your flagship home of the Marshall Thundering Herd and The Drive with Paul Swann, ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.